channel. Sorry I haven't posted in a while, but I am here today with my boyfriend. He is in the Navy, and I'm going to ask him some questions just to help some people out who are wanting to join the Navy or the military in general. A lot of these questions are going to be specifically towards the Navy, but yeah.
Absolutely, I'm so ready.
My first question is, how do you properly prepare for boot camp beforehand?
They should have like a study guide that you can look at there's like all this Navy basic information that you need to know. Some of the regulations, like how fat you can't be, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. There's some stuff like sexual harassment. All this stuff, how to properly interact with your soon-to-be brothers in arms. For sure, the number one thing is definitely being physically prepared. It's not the hardest thing in the world. It's really not. It's not so difficult that you can't do it. From my experience, I'm only an E3, so I don't know everything. There's something called the PFA, the Physical Fitness Assessment, and the run portion of that assessment is what dropped the most people, for real. Like, it killed me. Not literally, but I saw a lot of people dropped out of my division because they couldn't pass the run. Now, depending on your age, will determine how fast you need to run. They expect you to run 1.5 miles. Let's say you're an 18-year-old joining the Navy. You're going to have to run the fastest. A heck of a lot faster than a 22-year-old. But definitely the number one thing is start running. Don't just join thinking that you're good enough. So the ASVAB. Another excellent way to prepare is by studying up. There's the ASVAB, I forget what it stands for, but basically it's a test of knowledge, reasoning. It's a general test that will score your intelligence or your capabilities. It's not just testing you about, knowledge or facts, but there's a mechanics portion, there's a science portion, a reading, a comprehension. There's all these different portions to the ASVAB. So if you wanted, the reason why you would want a good ASVAB score is to have the best jobs available to you. You would want, if you want to get in the intelligence community, you're going to have a good ASVAB score.
What's the MEPS? Or what are
MEPS? Okay. So, MEPS, MEPS, Medical Enlistment Process. When you enlist, you're going to have to get medically cleared to join your branch of service. Every branch is going to go through MEPS. They do this in different hospitals around the country. You're going to do this before you go to basic training. And they're gonna poke you with everything. They're gonna look at every inch of you. Yes. Anybody who's gonna go through MEPS has to do all sorts of different kind of ways of moving. For example, like they make you do the duck walk. So you'll strip down to your underwear and you have to walk like a duck. They make you do all sorts of different range of motion tests. You get shots, you get checked. Must not forget, you do the urine analysis.
If you're on drugs, you're not getting into the U.S. Navy or military, period.
There's zero tolerance.
Even if you vape, can you vape that?
It depends. They don't want you vaping. Let's say you're at a training command, they don't want you vaping. If you're in uniform, You don't see a guy walking and smoking anything. Same thing with vape.
What's the first night at boot camp like?
Arguably, one of the toughest parts about basic is the first night. I've never experienced like an extreme culture shock. You can go on your whole life being treated like a person. Go to basic and be treated like... It's not necessarily a lack of respect. It's not degrading in any way. It's just straight force. After you leave your medical enlistment process, you're going to get on a plane. You're going to fly. You're going to get there. And then you're going to take a bus to the training camp. By then, it's probably nighttime. And this is where it begins. You're going to step off the bus, and immediately people are screaming at you. Immediately. I mean, everything's going okay. You step off the bus, exactly. And I'm not going to use their language, but you can imagine. It's brutal. And so, you run into this room, you have all your stuff on you, and they make you take off all the most external clothes that you have. So take off your jackets, take off any extra layers, down to the bare last, not your underwear, but your t-shirt and shorts. I mean, yeah, take everything off. They make you put it in a box. And all this while, you and 1,000 other strangers are standing at attention. No words are being spoken, you're just being commanded. But the worst part, you have to stay up. Like, you literally have to stay up for hours. For an entire day, actually. That's the tough one. Yeah. So the first night, you're not staying up doing, basic training or anything like that. You're staying up, being given everything. Going through all the motions. You stand at attention, be prepared to stand for literally hours. You go into this room and they give you all your supplies, all the things you're going to need during your training. Like a laundry basket, which clothes, your righty-tighties, your shirts, your shorts, your gloves, your hats, literally everything. And so you walk through collecting all the belongings that you'll be allowed to have.
Do you need to know how to swim?
That may seem obvious, but too many people join the Navy not knowing how to swim. Okay? It's true. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it till you really went there.
So, you do.
You need to know how to swim.
Okay, what are some qualifications to get to the Navy?
Certainly your BMI, as long as you can run, and you're not too big to fit in the uniform, they're pretty lenient. There's an age requirement.
So if you're still like 30, still join if you want. What are some benefits of joining the Navy or the military in general?
Yeah. So they're countless, really. There will be benefits for the rest of your life, such as like insurance, getting discounts. While you're active duty, the benefits are even more. So when you're out on deployment, you can actually be given like a tour. Let's say you pull up into a port in wherever, Indonesia or something. You can actually there are tours provided by the Navy that are like super cheap, and they'll just show you around. You'll get to see like some of the coolest things. The benefit is the paycheck. That's the number one benefit right there.
Okay, can certain training schools or duty stations be guaranteed to be upon enlistment?
Yes and no, honestly. When you join, you go into the DEP program, delayed entry program. In this delayed entry, you can remain on standby or delayed until the job opportunity that you're specifically requesting is available. Now the recruiter's going to try and push you. They're going to say, take this job. These are the only jobs available. Take this one. And you're going to say, if you want, you can just wait until the one that you want is available. You want to be a CTT? You wait and 6 months in, the job opportunity is available, and then you go for that break.
Kind of going back to boot camp, aka basic. How long is basic training?
Everywhere will tell you it's 8 weeks, but it's really about 10. The basic training portion, 8 weeks before go. I'll say that. Let's just, as a normal situation, there's about a week before the training called P days, processing days. And like I said, this is partly where you're given all your stuff, your uniform items, your shots. You're going to get a lot of shots. You're just waiting. It's about a week before that, and then after you graduate, you've got, some people have less time, but you can have anywhere between 3 to 14 days until you ship out to your next training command.
Where is basic? Where am I going?
So for the Navy, there's only one basic training command. There's only one in the world for the Navy. It's in Chicago, Great Lakes, Illinois.
What's boot camp or basic training like?
They're rough. They're not degrading. They are very strong-willed. You're gonna do your job, whether it's a stupid job or not. You know, if it's a ridiculous request, I say ridiculous, but I mean like do something over and over and over and over, literally. Like, you know, that might be something they ask. Other than how your RDCs like interact with you, it's actually a lot of fun. A lot of people are gonna have a very hard time with it, but I really enjoyed it. Be marching, and like even though you're in a formation with 100 other people, like you're just a part of a big team, and you're all going through the same thing. I probably had the most timid person in the entire world in my basic group, and he came out a king. I tell you. Yeah, it boosted his confidence. He needed it.
Tunnel.
He needed it.
Or not a tunnel, a bridge. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. What are some examples of Navy lingo?
You know, you'll have a group, like divisional exercise. You'll hear them say, on your 6-pack, and that means get on your stomach. Because we've all got a 6-pack in the Navy. On your 2-pack, that's your butt, because it's a 2-pack. But you'll also hear them say, like, hydrate. Now, when your RDC tells you to hydrate, that's basically a threat. You know? It's something you should want to do. It's something you should want to do, but when your RDC tells you to hydrate, you know you're about to work your butt off. Unset. So an unsat sailor, you'll hear that. It just basically means like you're not set. You're not set. You know, you're screwed up. You know, that could be anything like your cover's tilted, your belt is on wrong.
Can I join if I'm not a U.S. citizen?
I have met people who are serving in the United States Navy to become a U.S. citizen. They sign for like a 10-year contract. At the end of their 10 years of service, they will become a United States citizen. So yeah, you can.
If you are interested, what should I ask my recruiter when I talk to them about joining the Navy?
I would ask them what they would do. What did they do? The thing that helped me the most was asking them for help. I thought I would have to drive myself all the way to Kansas City to get to the medical place. But I asked, I was like, hey, is there a shuttle or somebody we can take me? And they said, absolutely.
This is kind of a broad question, but do you have any insight or extra tips for people getting ready for boot camp or joining the Navy, military?
It's not for everybody. The Navy, military is not for everybody. Probably want to be mentally stable. It's not about the money, but you're here to save lives and take lives. I would say have a mental stability, have a character that is service to others. And service to self, you're going to be counting the days, man. You're going to be counting the days till the end of your contract. You know, you can get married in the military. You can. But I would say it would probably be best if you joined dating somebody too, or single, one of those two. You don't want to have that added level going through this, because you don't know, everything is uncertain.
Yeah, some people say that dating can be a hard one because there's like a lot of cheating on either side. So, I mean, that one's kind of on you if you want to figure out if you want to date your person from home or not. We had been together like way longer before he joined the military, so we haven't had any problems with that. If you just met the person 2 weeks ago and you're about to ship out, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But like if you're like us and you've been together for several years, then it's kind of good to have that person to communicate all your problems with. I did come up with another question though. So like for me, they wouldn't accept me. Like I have a medical problem, but also I have tattoos on my fingers. So what are some tattoos that you can have, or should you not have any tattoos?
That is a good question. The Navy is by far the most lenient when it comes to tattoos. Yeah, the Navy, because think about it, we're on a ship. But anyways, yeah, we're very, very lenient with tattoos. 90% of the time, if you have like tattoos on your hands, you're not getting in. But the Navy, you can actually. I've met people who have tattoos even on their saluting hand.
I do. Yeah. That's what, like, a Marine recruiter I talked to didn't like it because I'm a hard on the saluting hand. I shouldn't salute.
You don't want to have tattoos on the saluting hand. This is a sign of respect, and that's just dirty, man.
My heart is so dirty.
I know. There's like, of course, what do they say in school? Gang-affiliated tattoos. Nothing offensive or obscene. You probably just want to have tattoos local to your. If they are going to be visible, maybe just sleeves. Nothing on the neck.
Or the face.
Or the face. No. Yeah.
That's all the questions. If you have any more, you can ask in the comments. And thank you for watching. And please like and subscribe. And thank you for doing this video. It was fun. So we're on a really long road trip, so something to do.
I can't wait to watch.
Okay, that was cool.
I'm so ready. Then it cuts.